Welcome guys, Nopalpika here, and today this is one of my very first videos on this channel because I already had my first videos a couple of years ago, but since they were about Infowars, which I used to support, but now I believe that he's a shill for Trump. He's a hardcore shill for Trump. I'm sorry. And I used to be pro-Trump back in 2016, the final years. If it wasn't thanks to Mark Dice, which although I am still subscribed, it wasn't until the summer of 2017, that was when I came across a channel called High Impact Flicks. Brian is his name. And the content he does, even though I do not agree with everything he says in his content, I really do support him. His ideology is the non-aggression principle. Do what you do not want to do to others. Or I don't know how he says it. I'm not very good at spelling. If it wasn't for him, or better say, if it wasn't for the right-leaning channels, I hate saying right-wing, if it wasn't for the right-leaning channels, I would have never have thought about doing this channel. I already have another YouTube channel, but I use this channel mostly for political stuff, so you can watch what I subscribe to if you try to go to my channel. So yeah. I also have other things to say, and yeah, with the Trump part, I do not hate Donald Trump as much as my family seems to hate Donald Trump, since my mom is basically Mexican and my father is too. I don't really hate them, it's just that it's really hard when you're the only family that is really woke. It's like you can't undo yourself from the left and right divide. You just can't get away from it. If people want to follow a certain ideology, fine. But don't shove that ideology down people's throat. The same goes for voting. You can be mean to people who don't vote the heck you want. You can discriminate against them. And if you don't vote, this is like this and this and that. While you love to say we women fought for your right to vote, but that is also the person's right not to vote, which I am so glad that voting isn't mandatory, because I would be really, really pissed if it was. So what I cover in this channel, so yeah, I've been mumbling so much. This channel is basically a voluntarist channel. It's not an appropriate term since it's not a very popular ideology. I do not suggest anybody having any ideologies, although I do not want this channel to be called a voluntarist channel. I want to call this channel an individual rights channel. I don't care if I get stereotyped as a white person. I am Hispanic. I'm American born, but my descent, my ethnicity is from Mexico. I am more of an America first kind of guy. But I do love Mexican culture too. But I think America should go first. Mexico should be second for me. Even though most of my relatives and most of my family members live in Mexico. So that's where some of my info from me comes. I won't unveil most of my identity, my lifestyle, or personal stuff that much. So I cover gun rights in this channel. I cover mostly about marijuana when I have the time to, because I'm trying to not let my mother know what this channel is. So yeah. Also many other rights, if I do agree. And I'm sorry to say, for those of you who are homosexual, I'm not pro-gay. as many of the right-leaning channels or the conspiratorial channels. I'm not really pro-gay. I'm sorry. I don't think it's normal. I'm sorry. But if you want to be gay, fine. That's okay. That's your right to be gay. That's your right to do whatever the heck you want with your body. If people want to smoke tobacco, want to drink alcohol, marijuana, shoot a gun, be gay, that is absolutely your right. And that right comes from you. That does not come from the government. Now, the government will, because the government has to approve our rights, but I'm pretty sure our rights are human. It doesn't matter if it sounds crazy. It's a human right, even though the gun rights, firearms kill people, but not everybody who has a gun kills people. Those who kill people with guns, even though it may sound like it's a lot of people, they're a minority. It makes you think that a lot of people are bad. I do have to somewhat agree that a lot of people are bad. But I do believe there are good people, even though with the people that I politically disagree with. And let's go on with another thing that I've been wanting to talk about. I'll talk about a little bit about the gun rights here in this part. So, Li Hao, what a minute. Okay. And I'm not scripting this video, so screw scripts. Just screw them. Who cares? Okay, let's go on. Norway. Remember what happened in 2011 with the gunman, the psycho? Or I don't even know if it was really him. It probably most likely is him, but the way how they politicize and do all this fear-mongering with these mass shootings and any kind of murder, like the Manchester bombing, all of it to me, it just feels like it's like a show, but a reality show. It feels like it's like the people who are perpetrating them makes me think that they're the ones doing it. And it's like, we don't even know if it's a real madman or if it's the madman that's being the agent of some agenda to like make money out of these things. And we don't know if that's true. I'm just saying, you can say, oh, you're perpetuating that. It's a conspiracy. Okay, fine. Call it a conspiracy. Okay, let's move on. Yes, 2011. They used the Ruger Mini 14 to kill people. That's what the reports say. And a Glock 17, I believe. Most common handgun around the world for the police and civilians. So we shot out the camp with a bunch of kids or teenagers, young adults, I don't know. And yeah. And we know that every time a gun is being used to commit murder, not just in the US, it will always lead to the topic of gun control. It always will be, guys. I'm sorry, but it will always be that. And it will never end until all the guns are banned from the world, which is very less likely to happen, and I hope not. And guess what? And they were going to try to put more gun control in those years, 2011, 2012 or something, but that never happened. Because the people were smart for that time. But now in 2018, and I didn't know this until November of 2018. And that's when they wanted to now ban semi-automatic guns. Handguns and rifles, which probably most likely shotguns too. And they want to ban it, and it's like telling and I did see a video that did want to say something about that. This was supposed to only be a ban for hunters, but not for sport shooters, because that's a pretty misleading way of saying a ban, you know. That's pretty misleading, but I would still call it a gun ban. It doesn't matter if you say we're not trying to take people's guns. It does not matter. I mean, you only, oh, we only want to take away the guns from people that are bad. I mean, yeah, but then you're afraid of those people who have the ideas that are so scary, they're so provocative. Oh, they might sound racist. I'm like, come on. And it's supposed to pass, or I don't know if they signed it already, if the parliament members in that country signed it, because I do believe it has been signed. It's supposed to go effect in 2021. So, and that's a horrible way to try to exploit dead people by trying to say, let's put that in the year the people died from those guns. I'm like, come on, you're trying to harass those people, and I'm not trying to harass the people who died on that day. But you're trying to harass those who own firearms. You can, now yes, I know there are the hardcore pro-gun people that really sometimes drive you nuts. And they do it to me too. I'm pro-gun, but I do not want to drive people crazy. Like, I don't want to piss off people. But you're trying to piss off the gun community that likes semi-automatic firearms. You're trying to piss them off so much. I don't care if you make it sound like, oh my goodness, the Norwegian people are so smarter than us Americans. So what? I'm an American with Mexican descent. And I don't really own any guns. I'm 18 years old, I mean, but my parents don't want to have firearms, and that's okay. I'll probably do that when I probably live on my own, so. And the only weapons I own is a bow and arrow. Archery is what I like to do, but I don't do so much of it. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say for that part. I don't have much to say. I might talk about it later. I'm not very good at talking for a long time. So anyways, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, subscribe for more of content like this. So anyways, thanks for the first time support. I should title this The Ban on Semi-Automatic Firearms in Norway 2021. Even though it's gonna sound misleading, I'll see what I'm gonna title it. So anyways, thanks for watching the video. Subscribe for more content with this journey through YouTube, because you know, YouTubes are being such an ass. They're such an ass. The YouTube's demonetization, and they're such an ass. What a bunch of retards that work behind YouTube. And I'm not saying everybody on YouTube is bad, but most of them are just, they're like leftists to me. I'm sorry. It feels logical because their viewpoint is more left-leaning, hardcore left-leaning, I should say, instead of calling them, oh, liberals, liberal. So anyways, bye-bye. Adios. Been talking too much. Bye.